Hello everyone, my name is Bridget and today we're going to be talking about how to protect yourself from black magic and negative energy. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm actually excited about this. I'm really interested in talking about this, and I've got lots of great tips so that you can really, truly protect yourself the best and highest way. And I'm going to be telling you the truth about some of the reasons why it's coming up and how to avoid it and how to just synchronize with higher energies. So be sure to watch all the way to the end to get that full download. So we're going to be going into 6 different ways. It's really immersive and awesome. Just quickly, I want to say that some of the time when people are having this experience, it can feel bombardment. Like it can feel like just chaos of like, the dark energy is shaking me. And there's a lot of stuff going on. And to really get present and still and to realize like, okay, maybe where it's coming from so it just doesn't feel like all over and just overwhelming. And so some of it can come from people. Obviously, people can send you bad energy. That's definitely true. People can have bad energy themselves. So they can be doing it consciously, actually like sending you daggers, sending you curses. And then sometimes they can just be negatively spewing shit. And that can be coming on to you too. And so there's that as well. Some people, because of their lack of empowerment, can also be manipulated by different negative beings. And so it can actually be the negative beings working through them. And so that can be happening too. So just kind of noting where it's coming from and realizing that you always have the power to synchronize with light and not have to be affected by any of this. So let's go into the ways right now. So the first way to protect yourself from any of this black magic, any of this negative energy, is to realize that there's something in you allowing your energy, allowing your power to be taken. Okay? Whether this is conscious or not. It could be something that there's certain energy leaks. Maybe you've done it. Maybe there's trauma. Maybe you've had this kind of habit of giving away your power in the past when you were in childhood and stuff. And so you're just kind of like used to it. Maybe there's a lack of worthiness, certain energies like that. You're just kind of used to not being like sovereign and you sometimes get drained. And so there's something around that where you're actually giving away your power. And so coming back to this space where you actually feel enthused and you feel worthy of maintaining full sovereignty and full energy for who you are. Full empowerment, taking back your power, right? And when you have your full power, no one can take it and no one can touch it. So really looking at yourself and being like, okay, why am I letting my energy be taken? And why? What's going on here? And so one of the reasons, which is going to be way number 2, that this could be happening is because you're just synchronized with those vibrations. Right now, whether it's the media and TV shows, whether it's certain friends talking about drama or constantly having issues, whatever it is, there's a lot of this kind of negative, lower energy kind of on Netflix and in the world, and depending on what your relationships and dynamics are. And so that current, that frequency stream is that of having your power taken away. And so what you're going to want to do as the second best way to protect yourself is to synchronize with higher vibration. When you're a higher vibration, these other lower things disappear. They really do. And if they don't, we'll talk about that in a second. It can be very empowering and you can use it in other ways. So coming back to this point where you are light and really cultivating and building your energy body, building your relationship with your own soul, with your own power, building your relationship with your own energetic field, so with your angels, your guides, and realizing that even, it might have sounded scary to you for a second when you're like, oh man, now there's like entities like coming in and stuff. It's like, it doesn't matter, because the thing is that nothing trumps light. Okay? Like rock, paper, scissors, light always wins. And if there is this belief in you, and you got to check this, that like, no, but like this darkness is still getting in, or this person's still sending negative energy, it's just not true. And it's an illusion coming to you from that energy field. And so realizing that there can be like, people sending dark energy, or like, lower density entities, all the way to like kind of badass negative entities kind of thing. But all of them are below the one. All of them are below Christ's light. All of them are below the Godhead. And so what you want to do is be building this channel of energy and of light all the way up so that you're synchronized with that. And then when you are, all this other stuff disappears and you're just literally not synced with it. So notice in your environment what negative energies that you're connecting to. I mean, like, after watching like Game of Thrones after Game of Thrones, it's like you're gonna invite in some more negative energy into your reality because you're synchronizing with the negative energy, whether it's you putting that out or whether it's the relationships you're around. So noticing where the negative energy or drama is in your life and saying no to it, putting up a boundary and being like, no more of this, like with your friends, no more of this with the things you're watching, etc. And then the other piece to it is the cultivation and the development of this light and energy. And then when you have that, it just magically protects you because it's a different energy and anything that's not synced with it won't come around. And this has worked for me magically. Because I'm a public figure and I got lots of people around and I just don't have any of it. So it's a good trick. Okay, let's keep going. So number 3 is, let's get into more of the like object fun stuff. One of my favorites is obsidian. This is obsidian bracelet. There's certain dark crystals that actually absorb negative energies or transmute negative energies for you. That's so awesome. It's really important to cleanse them. So important to cleanse them, especially when I'm thinking about the category of like dark magic and like people wanting to protect themselves. Most of their objects that they're working on or utilizing to protect them have negative energy in them because they need to be cleared. So soaking them in salt water or doing purification rituals is really, really important. So I just was getting that hit from the energy of the objects. So always clearing them and then instructing them, being like, hey, beloved obsidian, like, can you be my friend and can you help absorb any negative energies coming towards me or in my energetic field and contain them in your structure until I release them from you and like, wash them away from you? And then it's like, yes, because that's part of what I do. So stones like obsidian are great. You can wear it on yourself, you can have it in your space, and then of course like indigo gabbro, there's many different kinds of protective stones, and just instructing them and clearing them so that they can do great work for you. And of course always keeping your energy field clean with like sage or all the kinds of yummy things and plant tools and medicines that are very helpful. And they used to do that, back in the day, like they would carry around like lavender or certain protective herbs. And what the herbs are doing is they're really just putting out a higher vibration. And so then those lower energies don't come around. And so we can utilize definitely the tools of the different kingdoms to do that. But we can also do that ourselves, right? Where we just aren't putting out negative energy and then negative energy doesn't come to us. You know what I mean? All right. So moving on to number 4, which is if negative energy is coming to you. Say you are in an airport or something and it's just like coming to you. Because, things happen, right? In that case, there's many things that you can do. Whether someone's conscious of it or not, if you've got that spewing thing, or whether someone's really actually trying to do something, some of the tools that you can use is 1, not look them straight in the eyes, because the eyes transmit so much energy. But if you're needing to look at them for whatever reason, then you want to look at them like here or like here, and it still will seem to them like you're looking at them, but you're actually not. You're not looking straight in the eye, which is where the energy is transmitted. And a lot of actual high spiritual teachers don't look people in the eye because they don't want that transmission. And so if someone is saying, hey, let's eye gaze, you're like, no. Like if it doesn't feel right, do it, because it is such an inroads. So the eyes are a big one. And then if they're consciously, doing this, and actually unconsciously, the different energy centers really pick up these vibrations, and that's where cording can happen. It's where energies can get in. The solar plexus is one of the big ones. You got to know your own energy field and know where things start to feel strange for you, right? For me, I do feel it in my solar plexus. Some people feel it as anxiety kind of in their lungs, maybe in their actual organs, because these energies can attach to organs and can attach to your chakras and energy centers. So just knowing kind of like, not your weak spots, because this is a way the energy comes in and moves out with the solar plexus, but just going, where does a little bit more care be needed on my body, like in my energy field? So you might actually put your hands over your solar plexus. Another energy where actually curses come in is the back of the neck, and energies and illnesses, all kinds of things, back of the neck. So you might want to cover the back of your neck, just like hanging out, cover the back of your neck. You might actually want to put on a scarf. You might have like a crystal that protects you from that area. So you can actually just consciously, what you're doing is you're consciously saying no, and you're putting up a boundary. You're saying no, 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 and that's all that is needed, is an actual conscious no. And when it actually still does come in, that's the part of you, way number one, that wants your power taken. And so we just have to be really honest about this, right? Okay, so those are really, really potent. So now moving on to the next one. I don't even remember what number we're on, so we're just gonna say number 5. So the next one that's so important is not being naive. So this one is so important because in our spiritual world we have some conflicting beliefs that I think people are challenged with sometimes, which is we're all one, we're all light, it's all good. And so you want to include everyone, and everyone's a reflection of me. So if it's coming up in my reality, there's something I need to learn from this and something I need to look at. And so you like want to go into it and include it. But in some cases, the reality is bringing up that you need to set a boundary. And in some cases as well, most people are not living as their soul and their ultimate soul expression of brightness of the one. Some people have stuff going on. And so you can then set a boundary. And so it's okay to set boundaries. So it's one, to not be naive and to realize that you can set boundaries and you need to set boundaries, especially when it comes to energy. And you have the full right to do that at any time, to walk away from any situation and to just say no. You don't need to be charged about it. You can be neutral about it. And that's ultimately what we want to get to, is when you're not in the naive state, but you're actually really tuned in and conscious to the energy all around you, and you're like, yeah, this doesn't feel right, then you can neutrally just be like, all right, peace, I'm out of here. And one of the things that's really helpful to do that, which is kind of like way 6 to protect yourself, or way 7, or whatever number we're on now, is to realize that if you have this dynamic going on with magic and with negative energy, that you might yourself have a lot of soul lives as a magician, and you might have been a dark magician, you might have been a light magician, and right now you're playing out the polarity of being the victim to this other person putting magic on you. But in other times it could have been the opposite way. You're in a polarity dynamic, and so it's really, really essential to realize that and to go into your own soul expression of different lives you've had as magicians, so that you can like diffuse the energy around it and realize that you might not have been perfect either, and to utilize the skills, the psychic abilities and the skills to read energy fields and to be very present and grounded, so that you can see what's going on, be neutral about it, and then move on to the next thing. So that's another part of it too, is being grounded and being in your body, coming back in, assessing, being neutral, not being naive, and then making a boundary, stepping away, doing whatever you need to. So coming into your power is really what this all comes down to. Now, a advanced version, this is the last piece, an advanced version is actually realizing that when someone is sending you negative energy or is doing black magic, it is because they are likely very wounded, or they have given away their power, or they feel powerless, so they need to take power from outside themselves. Now, this is a very advanced place, but if you can get to this place, what this does is this abolishes all of the black magic, all of the negative energy, because you're coming out of that dualistic space of perpetrator, victim, dark, light, la la la, and you're coming to this place of the middle ground, literally putting your hands together and saying like, wow, I see that you might feel disempowered, you might feel scared, you might feel wounded, all these different things. And having a place in you that can rise above this energy of fear and can actually move into this space of courage and this space of love and compassion for this other person or even for this entity, and say like, I love you, and like, I can see where you're coming from. That doesn't mean I need to go get up all in your grill and all in your energy. I can set a boundary, but I can love you and send compassion to that space. That's the ultimate way of diffusing any kind of negative energy or black magic. So those are my tips. I've got lots in this category. If you haven't noticed, I think I did like 20 tips mixed into like 6. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Let me know what the top tools that you use to protect yourself and to synchronize with higher vibrations. And I would love for you to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit that bell button so you get notifications every time I do new videos. And I will see you next week with another one.